Following episode of the Cult of Crasus may contain spoilers.
It is times like these that I appreciate the fact that I spend the majority of my time in game actually working on fashion, making interesting characters that look good. Speaking of which, there, Rock, I understand and respect the fact that you are, trying to bring back, the vest, but did you make that yourself?
I did actually. I just took an old sweatshirt, I cut the neck out, and then I split it down the front.
Oh God. Sometimes I don't think that we should do these things and just go directly into the show instead. I recently just played the last chapter in Star Wars The Old Republic, Disavowed, Chapter 11, and I was not impressed. It's, when I was going over the show notes and coming up with ideas on what to do about this, the subject, of course, is the story really worth it? And of course, the first 9 chapters were okay. It was long enough for you to really immerse yourself in the whole entirety of a series of events. This is like stop and go traffic. Alright, I mean, you can't really get going. That's it. I mean, it's interesting in a little bit of ways, You're really filling out what has been going on with your companions for a little bit in the time that you were, frozen in carbonite when you were in the freezer, turned into a coffee table, whatever the hell. But it's, I mean, this is not maximum effort, people. And look, there's going to be spoilers, so if you want to stop listening now, or if you, from the viewers, you probably haven't started, but we're trying to change it. We're trying. I don't know what to say or do. Look, I understand that we want to do cutscenes. Star Wars The Old Republic does cutscenes better than anyone else. But this game does not have the story that other single-player games have. Alright? And I'm talking about epic AAA games, Red Dead Redemption, Fallout games have very good stories for the most part. I mean, it can't compare. And that's fine. Alright, it's a different animal. And so let's not compare it to the best games out there as far as story goes. However, with a lot of the mediocre games that you have out there, this does not even come close. The storyline in Grand Theft Auto games, not just the cool fact that you can do a lot of different things, but just the side quest weird stories are a little more interesting than this. And with all the cutscenes, you get a feeling you're like, well, you don't really need me for this, do you? And I mean, that's kind of the feeling that you get. And that's okay. I mean, I know that, you're the Outlander and it can't all be about you. But they have to do something a little different, alright? I mean, it's cool that you can go back and get 5 million companions and they keep saying your choices matter. But this was 30 minutes of content if you lollygag around.
You lollygag the ball around the infield. You lollygag your way down to first. You lollygag in and out of the dugout. Do you know what that makes you, Larry?
Lollygaggers.
Lollygaggers.
Alright, and the only thing you do, and like I said, spoilers, you just run through with Lassie from Psych and rewire some shit and touch a button and oh, woohoo, and we're saving people and getting soldiers. Look, I know there's got to be some build up, but I don't think that the stop and go traffic idea is going to work as far as keeping people. Alright, it's going to keep some, and I don't know who. I've recently tried to do a little bit of research on the forums to actually talk about some of these things, but I just don't know. I mean, I'm sorry that this sounds just like incoherent babble and it's rambling on to nothing, but with this latest offering from Star Wars The Old Republic, there's not really that much more to say. Alright, it's kind of like this. It's kind of like in The Kingsman When Colin Firth's character goes to Samuel L. Jackson's character in this big mansion and they open up this lavish, serving container and it's a Big Mac and French fries.
There's some people here to see you.
They're not from McDonald's, are they?
I don't think so.
That's what you just got. All right. Hey, I like Lassie. All right. Lassie from Psych, Ulrich Jorgen. I like him. This is all, Timothy Osmundson's character. I like it. I've always liked that character. And I'm glad that, I can have him as a companion. I really hope that I can actually get one of those customization kits that give him the sideburns, so he looks like a brother. That's going to be awesome. But man, it's not good. This is not good. This is not close to being good. All right, this is worse than Arkham Knights. This is worse than some of the bad Assassin's Creed games. If you heard that in the background, I don't know if it picked it up, but my dog is whining because she sat right beside me and watched the whole damn thing unfold. Okay? I mean, I might have to go to doggy therapy now. She doesn't trust me anymore for having her sit beside me while I did this. Alright? It's just... it means nothing. And the coup de grace is after you finish your little snippet in the swamp and you go back, you talk to everyone in a cutscene, your character runs out of your Alliance stronghold, goes into the cantina, has a drink, then you physically had to move him to the cantina. There's a cutscene in the cantina, and after that cutscene, where nothing is really said, you have to walk back. We don't need that shit. You put in that shit? Why? That is extra shit we downloaded that you don't need. I hope that didn't take you very long. I mean, can you imagine? There's 2 guys. That shit took 2 days. You know how bad I feel for them? They're never going to get that back. Ever. It's gone. Alright? Look, the only thing that's going to save those 2 guys is if Sam Beckett quantum leaps into their asses and stops this whole fiasco.
Theorizing that one could time travel within his own lifetime, Dr. Sam Beckett stepped into the quantum leap accelerator and vanished.
I have no idea why in the hell they are even thinking about doing this. It's just like, and when the expansion first came, there's a section where you can control your character and you walk to click on a door, and then it goes back to a cutscene. We don't need to do that shit. That's not making us feel part of the situation. Alright? I mean, I understand that this is storytelling, right? And that's supposed to be what you do. You do the storytelling. But in all of the greatest BioWare games, the story unfolds, right? As you go and do it. There's no wasted movement and bullshit. Alright? Most of these, and I say most of these like there's 1,000 of them, but if it continues on, with these little companion quests that you get that are supposed to actually progress the story, it's basically a hand-holding for you to get led by NPCs that will become your companions, and you're pretty much being led and learning this little snippet of garbage that takes 30 minutes, and you never really get a chance to engage into that situation. And if we're going to continue on and on and on like this, I don't see how it can be sustained. There are gigs of download space that you must download in patches to play this, and it's garbage. Like I said, if the whole part where you walk through the elevator, go down the elevator, go to the cantina, have a cutscene, and then walk back in, that you don't need that shit. Alright? You can just show that in the cutscene, so I don't have to actually move. I'm really pissed off about that. I understand that You want to feel the illusion that some time has passed and that you control and can your own character and can maneuver in this world that they have created for you. You don't need BioWare. You don't need that shit. No one likes that. If there is anyone who likes that, please let me know. Tell me. I want to know this. Look, I like a lot of the companions, and I think it's really neat that you're fleshing out their story, but you're not doing a very great job about it. You're just putting these little parts in, right? I mean, you're fleshing out characters that in 30 minutes. And like I said, you're not able to immerse yourself in this rich environment, in this rich story, because basically you go and do that for 30 minutes and then we have to wait a month for the next 30 minutes because it's basically like stop and go traffic. But in the meantime, we get to meander around the fleet and do random shit that it's slowly withering away and pretend that none of this ever happened. Okay? Look, there have been other games that have kind of done this. Like, I mean, it's basically like this. It's basically like we go to a town where there are other players, and then we go out and do our own solo missions and dungeons, and then come back. And the only thing MMO about this is there is a town. But more successful games that have done this, at least, you know, have sandbox elements that let you build shit and stuff like that. Which I'm not saying you should go that route necessarily, but you got to do better. All right, I know that right now MMOs are hurting. All right, we know that it's hurting so much that Blizzard doesn't even like to talk about how many subscribers they have. I mean, everybody's just hurting in the MMO front because of various reasons. All right, MMOs are falling down. MMOs are sliding, and it's kudos to BioWare to attempt to actually do something a little bit different. And, that's great. But I don't think this is it. I mean, I don't think this is it at all. I mean, you may be a trendsetter and some other game come by that does something similar but does it much better, and someone 10 years from now will be like, well, Star Wars The Old Republic was the first to really kind of do this, which, that's not true. I mean, there was, what this game is kind of like is there was a Dynasty Warriors failed MMO that did similar things. But anyway, let's not talk about this. You still have the franchise. You still have Star Wars. Star Wars deserves better. You, as developers, deserve better. And we as players and fans damn sure deserve better. The guy behind the glass, Hammer Rockwell doesn't even know what the hell's going on, and he deserves better.
Have we been recording this whole time?
I feel bad for him. He's still stuck in that damn box. Doesn't know what's going on, and he still deserves better. Hammer, you deserve better. Anyway, this has been the Cult of Crasus. I'm sorry that it's been a little bit on the negative side. I do hope that you enjoy the video. Please give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe. Tell us what you think. There are comments, a comment section down below. Tell us what you think. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm right. I would prefer you tell me I'm wrong. I like to argue. But tell me how you feel about this. Tell me how you feel about the story and about how this game is going. This game that we spent years enjoying. I don't want it to go anywhere, but oh my God. But please, like I said, like and subscribe. Check out the rest of the You vs. Me YouTube channel. Got a lot of new videos and stuff that should be coming down the way. And I hope to see you out there. Unless you're in my personal story. And then that's just going to be weird.